Hi guys, Tiffany Ofili Porter here, and welcome to my channel where we discuss all things life after sport. As a recent retired world-class professional athlete who is now a mom of two, I am here to share 5 ways that sport can help prepare you for parenthood. Sure, I may have hung up the track spikes and I no longer dedicate hours to training, but the heart, mindset, and approach to life still looks very similar. So let's get into it. Number 1, being able to perform under pressure. Being able to perform under pressure is a skill that I consider to be a superpower. It has helped me as a pharmacist, and now it is truly helping me as a mom. Even though I'm not being asked to prepare every single day for 4 years for one 12-second race with huge implications, the pressure of being tasked with molding a human is actually a very big deal as well. Being a mom is a huge responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I definitely believe that being able to perform under pressure as an athlete has prepared me to be the best parent that I can be. I'm very intentional on the way that I show up for my children. I am aware that childhood trauma can have lasting effects into adulthood, so that is something that is always in the back of my mind as I'm parenting my children. Short-term pressures of motherhood can look like your preschooler wanting attention while your infant needs a diaper change, wants more milk, you have dinner on the stove, 2 loads of laundry going, and several emails in your inbox that need responding to all at the same time, but you get it done. And then you realize that even though the tasks may be challenging, you're capable, and you have an unwavering sense of self-confidence that was birthed when you were competing against the best athletes in the world. In sport and in parenthood, it has been helpful to survey the situation, create a game plan, hype yourself up, prioritize the steps, begin working, and consistently build to get the job done. Number 2, understanding that some things are just out of your control. Anytime you're dealing with other people as a measure of your success, either indirectly or directly, you have to realize that some aspects are just going to be out of your control. This is true even when those other people are your children. In sport, you can control how you show up, how you're training, how you're eating, how you're recovering, but you have no control over how your competitors show up and what they're doing behind closed doors, and even if they're approaching sport with integrity. Similarly, with motherhood, you can teach your children to behave, be good listeners, to cooperate, but ultimately they are their own humans and they have their own personalities that you can't control 100% of the time. I've learned to embrace that. There's an art to being able to identify the controllables and focus on that instead of wasting your time on factors that you simply just can't change. Number 3, remaining laser focused on achieving a goal. The same way you don't stumble into being a world-class athlete is the same way you have to be extremely intentional in your approach to parenting. Becoming an Olympian, winning world medals, breaking records takes a tremendous amount of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication. This type of unwavering commitment to a goal has taught me life lessons that I use even today as a mom. For example, if you want to homeschool your child, you're going to do the work and the research to be the best teacher that you can be, even if you're not an educator by trade. If you want to potty train your child efficiently, you're going to figure out the way to do it and the way that's going to fit their personalities the best. If you want to learn how to cut a little boy's hair, you're going to go and intern a barber and figure out the way to make sure that your cuts are top tier. I'm still working on that personally. Regardless of what your goal is, you're no stranger to identifying the steps to take and putting in the work to get it done. That was true as an athlete, and it is true in parenthood. Number 4, appreciating the power of team. It may be cliche to say that you're only as good as your team, but I've found it to be true both in sport and in parenthood. The same way the best athlete can't show up as the best version of themselves without a good coach, physio, nutritionist, and team surrounding them, is similar in parenthood. A mom can't show up as the best version of herself if she doesn't have a team around her supporting her and uplifting her through the trying moments and just being her tribe when she needs help. Having training partners as an athlete can force you to elevate your game, and similarly, having a community of support can help a parent to be at their very best. As moms, we sometimes fall into the trap of wanting to be superhuman and not wanting to ask for help. And even worse, some moms wear it as a badge of honor to do it all by themselves. If there's one thing sport has taught me, it is the power of identifying your weaknesses and figuring out how to improve them. That's true in motherhood as well. As there is no parent manual, there might be times where you're just not an expert in a certain area, and that is okay. There is beauty in having the humility to reach out to others who are better than you, or even professionals to help you on your journey. For example, when my daughter, who is now 4, was a newborn, I feared, kind of irrationally in hindsight, that my breast milk supply was too low. So I consulted a lactation consultant, and the information that she gave me was actually very useful. She was encouraging, she gave me some tips and tricks, and I was able to successfully breastfeed my daughter for nearly 2 years. Now, this time around with my son, who is 6 months, I'm still using some of those tips that lactation consultant gave me, and it has been useful even now, 3 years later. So all in all, just never be scared to tap into your resources and use your team and your tribe for support. Number 5, embracing the benefits of diet and exercise. When you're an athlete, you learn a thing or two about nutrition and how diet can aid in optimal performance. Oftentimes, you learn to use food as fuel, and you become pretty disciplined in your approach surrounding your nutrition. As a mom who no longer needs to be in world-class shape, I still appreciate the role that diet plays as fuel, weight management, and overall feelings of well-being. With that, you learn how to effectively lose weight, bulk up, lean out, or whatever your goal is for that particular season in your life. For me, for example, right now, my son is 6 months, and although I do want to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight, that's not my main focus. I'm focusing on eating nutrient-rich foods to make sure that my breast milk supply, because we are still breastfeeding, is good in quality and quantity, because that is my number one priority at the moment. Although I still want to be fit and healthy, I understand the importance of taking a slow and steady approach. And if there's one thing that sport teaches you, it's how to take a slow and steady approach to achieving a goal. There's also something to be said about the pressure of the snapback culture that so many new moms, myself included, sometimes fall victim to. It's a very vulnerable time in our lives, and sometimes that is just not meant to be the main focus. As far as exercise is concerned, by the time you become an athlete, chances are you kind of know how to exercise. So being able to step into parenthood with that knowledge and with that confidence that you had as an athlete, you're better equipped than the majority of people to get your workout in. You know what to do. As athletes, we often, during our training, learn what different exercises will benefit different parts of the body and how certain workouts can kind of give you a certain result. For example, if you want to get the glutes strong and work on the backside, you might want to do some back squats. Your girl's been doing lots of back squats, by the way. So I say all that to say, when you're an athlete, you understand the importance of diet and exercise. And even when you're a parent and you've retired and hung up your track spikes, you're going to know the importance of using diet and exercise to achieve your fitness goals. In addition to the obvious benefits from being an athlete, pride, recognition, compensation, there are also lots of intangibles that I am benefiting from now as a parent well into retirement. This is yet another reason why I'm such a fan of sports and all that athletes can get out of them. Whether you're an athlete or not, let's lean into learning those lessons that will carry you for years to come. You will be so happy that you did. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these tips and if there's anything in particular you would like for me to cover. If you love content like this, go ahead and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Join the family, and I will see you guys soon.